Today I'm walking along a street that I didn't even realize had a name. It's called Marshall Place, and it starts over here, comes behind some stores, and kind of follows the river around. So it starts here and then comes out on the other side. And it just kind of loops around, and they have a road that runs behind it that actually follows the river and kind of gets you from one side of the town to the other. But this little Marshall Place, I just thought it was an entrance to a parking lot. But apparently the whole thing had a name, and I'm sure that goes back years and years. The building that I'm going by now is a great big building. You can kind of get the idea. And originally it was called the Globe Store. And this would have been parking for the Globe, and then the one next door they built much later. And it was originally built as a department store also, called Howland's, I believe, at the time. And the Globe was just a great old store when I was a kid. And then when they went out of business, I guess that still says Globe. Probably one of the last remnants. They opened it as an antique mall and ran it that way for a number of years. So it had little vendors inside. And now that's all gone. Steinbeck, again, this was all just one single department store. And it is divided up into offices and things like that now. So it's good that somebody's still in the building. Kind of nice to see it still be used. But a lot of those have kind of gone by the wayside. So I'm not sure how much of the building's being used, but it's still nice to have some of it used. And this is Marshall Place. Comes out to the other side, and on the other side of this store, there's another store that unfortunately is empty. And that used to be a wonderful, for probably 100 years, Severance Photography. I don't know if anybody has camera stores anymore. But they went out of business, and it turned into a cooking goods store. And then that didn't, like a restaurant supply type store. And then that didn't last too long, and now it's nothing, unfortunately. So you get a view a little ways up. Of a little bit more of Watertown. Marshall Place. The former Severance Photography on Marshall Place.